What? Come on. No tree has rainbow roots. I don't think it looks like that naturally. They probably painted it. It's pretty ugly. I agree. So what am I supposed to do with it? I'm sure it'd make a delightful souvenir, but I don't think I'd make it past customs. Maybe you're supposed to put it somewhere. Like, well, on that machine perhaps? I was thinking that too. I think I could put that rainbow coloured root here. A rainbow coloured root. We put it on the machine. What do we do now? This doesn't feel right. I think like we're missing something. Like the power to it. Which I need that dial to get. What's that? That's the diagram for using this, I think. Maybe? On, off, on, off, 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 on, off, 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 on, off. Huh. You didn't have to read the whole thing out loud. Look, there's a hole in the middle of it. Oh yeah. Protractor. Wow, a protractor. Haven't seen one of these in a while. You remember what they're for, right? You use them to figure out angles. There's a red line 30 degrees away from the 90-degree mark. What's it mean? Maybe it's telling you to set some angle to 30 degrees. Or to 60 degrees. It looks like there's something in the blue box. Let's see what it is. Compass. A compass. One leg has a needle, the other leg has a pencil. Do you think we're supposed to use this for something? Well, usually you use a compass to draw circles. Where should we draw a circle though? On a piece of paper, I would assume. How big of a circle? I don't know. If we had an angle to set the compass to, that might help. There we go. A compass that is set to 60 degrees using the compass, the protractor. Alright, I guess now I just need to figure out where I'm supposed to draw a circle. Maybe there's something with a mark that shows us where the center should be? Let me guess. This sheet has on and off written on it a bunch of times. There's a tiny hole in the middle of the paper that looks like it was made with a needle. So I just put the compass needle in here. Interesting. So you use the compass to make a circle. And now the circle touches specific words. Maybe those words are a clue. Off, off, on, off. There is only 6 there when there's gonna be 8 here. A cardboard box filled with complicated machinery. Do you think we can use it? I don't even know what it is. These look promising. Let's see here. Damn, I can't understand any of this. Is it some kind of code? None of these have anything useful. So much for that. Some papers, they're filled with incomprehensible code. Some cardboard boxes, there's some machinery inside, but we don't know what it's for. These are all wrapped in PP bands. PP bands? Rope made of polypropylene. Alright, this piece of paper has 4 rows of 4-digit numbers. The colour of each digit seems to be random. Green, blue, yellow and pink. They all look like highlighter colours. Highlighters, you say? Some folded cardboard boxes. There's that, can't do that yet. Looks like there's a few different books here. We've got some sort of dense technical thing and a novel. Doesn't look like there are any clues here though. Some cardboard boxes, doesn't look like there's anything useful here. That's the exit door. This looks like it's the control panel. It's covered with screens and buttons and so on. That would be what the circle we drew would be for, because there's 6 of them. But where do we start on that circle? This looks like a control panel. Yep. A laptop. It's got something on the screen. A T. It's the letter T. Huh. Did you see that thing plugged into the side of the laptop? USB drive. Yeah, it looks like a memory stick. I don't think this is a memory card. What? Unless I miss my guess, it's actually a portable scanner. See? There's a thin slit on the end. Just wave that part over any images or text you want to scan. Then you can just plug it back into the laptop and look at whatever you scanned. Neat. Huh? The screen changed. Do you think it's because you pulled that thing out? Oh. Oh, hey, the screen's blue now. This is sun, moon. Looks like a password. You think this is for the panel on the safe? I assume so. A safe. It looks like it's one from the AB room and the infirmary. So if we put in a password, it should open. Looks like it works the same too. That was easy. Piece of cake. I might actually read some of that now. I do have 2 screens of this to go through, that one and that one. Because I never read the ones from the first room that I went through today. Primary chromatic doors. There are a total of 7 varieties of chromatic doors in the nunnery game facility. 1 for each of the following colours: cyan, magenta, yellow, red, green, blue and white. The primary chromatic doors will open at a specific time. Participants can see how much time is left until the primary doors open by pressing the buttons on both sides of their bracelets. Secondary chromatic doors. Several conditions must be met by the group that enters the primary door in order for the secondary door to open. There must be 2 pair bracelets and 1 solo bracelet. The colours of all 3 bracelets must together form either the colour of the door they are trying to enter or its complementary colour. That's kind of hard to remember though, so let's look at it like this instead. Red plus blue equals open the magenta secondary door. Green plus green, open the magenta secondary door as well. Green plus red, open the yellow secondary door. Blue plus blue can open the yellow door as well. Blue plus green equals can open the cyan secondary door, or red plus red can also open cyan. EU. We did hear this before. EU is a system developed to measure a combination of physical, emotional, and situation attractiveness. It ranges from 0 to 20, where 20 might be Marilyn Monroe and 0 might be Gilbert Gottfried. We found a poster of a bikini girl on a wall in our first escape room. When we went back there a little bit later, Tenmyuji and Quark commented that the girl in the picture is an EU15. I was wondering what that was all about. This is the explanation of that. For the curious, Danny Trejo rates 16 EU just being sexy does not guarantee a high EU rating. Not to be confused with competing systems of hotness or sexability, the EU system weighs a number of factors, such as practicality, sustainability, emotional investment, and the bias of the observer. Women with a higher EU rating have usually mastered the art of the tease. Grandpa videos. We did hear about these grandpa videos earlier. Quark commented, "Oh, the ones you've got locked up in your cupboard." A collection of films that Tenmyuji has gathered. Their content isn't really explicit per se, but they still aren't really appropriate for someone Quark's age. It should be noted that the term does not imply the videos contain grandpas or grandpa-like actors. Sigma's cat problem. Sigma has a strange verbal and possibly psychological tic, which causes him to make cat puns whenever he talks about cats. The cause of this behavior seems to be an experience he had as a child. When Sigma was in preschool, there was a deserted house near his school that everyone called the Cat Mansion. He'd always loved cats, so every day he would visit the Cat Mansion and give the cats that lived there some of his lunch. One day he realized that he could understand what the cats were saying to one another. A magical black cat appeared and told him that it had given him this gift in exchange for giving food to its fellows. But the magical cat said, "You can never tell anyone about your gift." The magical black cat warned, "If you do, you'll be cursed." But young Sigma was so happy about his newfound ability that he slipped and told a girl about it. So the black cat cursed him. His curse was to speak only in cat puns for the rest of his life. Fortunately for him, a magical white cat came along soon afterward, felt the curse was a little too harsh and lessened it, so that he would only talk in cat puns when he talked about cats. And they lived happily ever after. Okay. And phone. A device that converts sound into electrical signals and transmits them over a wire so they can be decoded and played back on the other end. It's useful for speaking to people who are far away. The invention of the telephone is generally credited to Alexander Graham Bell in 1876, but there is dispute in some circles as to whether or not this is the truth. In the game, there is a phone in one of the cabins. It can't call outside the facility, of course, but what if you try something like 5309 or 6969? Other numbers might do other things, so give it a try. Okay. I think I might have missed that opportunity. I can always go back to that room and try it. Nothing on that side for me. Isn't that the door we came through? I don't think there's any point in going back out. Yeah, you're right. So I've been right around. I guess I'll start there. And do I go clockwise? So on, off, off, off. Hey, I think you can move these. Oh, you're right. On, off. It says off on the top and on the bottom. Sigma, what are you doing? Don't break it. No, it wasn't me. It just fell off. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Well, it's off now, so no point crying over spilt levers. Maybe we can use it somewhere else. Like where? I know exactly where to use it. Okay, if I just put it here. Good. There we go. Now I just need to work out this code. So what should I do with this thing? I found a manual on the floor over here. There. It says that this machine doesn't really use electricity in a conventional way. Huh? Those tubes use some kind of special liquid to transmit electricity. Actually, it's pretty complicated. The simple version is that you can adjust the voltage by adjusting the flow of the liquid. So let's say you turn that rightmost lever all the way to the left. If you do that, then all the liquid coming from 240 will go to the left tube. Turn it all the way to the right, and it all goes to the right tube. What if you put it in the middle? Then it gets halved. Each pipe will end up with 120 instead of one getting 240. So what's the deal with the question marks? Those represent unknowns in the target values. The one with the 3 question marks means it's supposed to be a 3-digit number, while the ones with only 2 mean there are 2-digit numbers. And of course, the single question mark means that value is only a single digit. What about the one that starts with 3? Well, I would guess that means the hundreds digit has to be 3. So 4 means the tens digit has to be 4. And 5 means the 1 digit has to be 5, right? Yes, I think so. So let me see if I've got this. We need to adjust the levers so that the liquid gives us the right numbers on the bottom. That's right, that's correct. Once you've got all the levers set, then I think you pull down on the power lever like this. Makes sense. I think that about covers it. Oh, wait, one more thing. The liquid will only flow from top to bottom. The manual was very specific about that. Okay, let's do this thing. So does that mean that can't go back up to there? That one can only be split between these 3. That one needs only 2. Which means they have to both be facing down for that to even have any. Does that mean that can be 0? Which means that one can be that way? Half of that was be 105. Nope. That one doesn't feel like it would matter which way you put it, because that one's pointing it that way. But I feel like that's right. That one needs to end in a 5, so that means if that one points down, well, that one has to point down to be able to separate that to 5. Even if that one was down, that could not equal to 5 from that one. Or that could face that way and that one faces down. Splits it to 110. A 1-5. But then that can't work because that can't be 300 then. So that has to be down. And that has to be that way. And that has to be that way. So that one has to be, that side has to be correct. Otherwise that can't be 300. This side though, that one is more than 100 and ends in 0. So that was wrong facing it to the right, because that would push all that way and that would get none with that one facing that way. That one I'm thinking has to be 0. And that one has to be under 100. But more than 10. So with that one going down, splits it to 120 each side there, and then separates it again, being 60. That works. So 60 from that side, 120 from that side, which would be 180. Then that one halved, 160. So that works. Let's try this. There we go. Yes, I am a champion. Look. That gonna light up? That lit? Yes, it did. Awesome. It turned the power on. A tall screen. It seems to be powered, but nothing happens when I touch it. Look at that thing. I know, isn't it beautiful? Aren't you kidding? Are you kidding? It's gross. Still seem to be missing something. Still need to get into there. Do I have 4 numbers? Under 10 each that I could use on that? That had the blue code on it. Nope. Seven, 3, 1, 4. With the arrow pointing this way, under that line. I've gone around the wrong way. Thanks for the raid again there, Origami Cyclone Clone, or